Good morning, riders. Welcome back to Ride the Six Motorcycle channel. If you're just new to the channel, we're working on a 2007 GSX-R 750 auction purchase. It was in pieces and I'm putting it back together. And if you're returning, well, welcome back to the next episode of the GSX-R 750 Rebuild. In this episode, we are going to try to get this bike started. I've been working on the tank a little bit. I had my new kind of straining device come in for the bottom of the fuel pump. I've taken the fuel pump out and I've dropped the fuel pump back in. So now it's just a matter of connecting it, maybe put a little bit of gas in it, and let's see if it's going to start. Stay tuned, everybody. We're getting really close to start this bike up. What I'm going to do right now is we're going to fill up the rad here with some water. Most if not all of the coolant and everything has been drained out of this bike. There was nothing in the rad, like there was nothing residual in the hoses or anything, so I'm expecting it to be fairly empty. So let me see here. I'm just going to do this as I don't spill anything. And I've got some, this is distilled water. I just picked it up at, I don't know, one of those cheap grocery stores. $1.29 for the bottle. Alright, I have all my hoses on. If not, we're going to know really quickly if there's a leak. Get some water in the rad there. Let's see. I don't know how much it's going to take. It might take this whole bottle. Sorry guys and girls, my camera just shut off. So I've topped up the rad here with some distilled water, and I have some water wetter there as well. I have no idea when the last time this bike had coolant, but there was nothing in the hoses anywhere when I got the motor and stuff. So we're going to tighten the cap on there. I've already filled my bottle. I'm a little above the full mark on the bottle. So I'm hoping it's not too much, but I could always, it's just water. I could always suck it back out pretty quick, right? Okay, so we have coolant. Everything's ready to go here. We have our key, which I don't have with me. It's in the house. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop the front nose on the bike so I can get a cluster, just so I can tell what gear it's in and stuff. Because I have the bike, I don't have a wheel or chain or anything kind of hooked up right. So yeah, let me get the little nose piece. Let's see how that's going to fit on the bike. Right, since my camera's charging, I'm just kind of just doing and recording here, guys. All right, so I've stuck the nose on the bike. We have a cluster. I really don't know where all these wires are supposed to go. This looks like some wires for the headlights. There's a couple other dangly things here. Again, don't know. Again, it's headlight wiring, so I don't know where all that stuff goes. But the big thing I wanted was the cluster. And let's come around to the other side here. Where is our main? Okay, here's our main cluster harness. There's our harness connector. Let me get that plugged in, and let's see what's going to happen here. We're going to start this, or attempt to start this bike up, guys. I don't know if it runs, no clue. Connector looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll just gotta plug it together there. I don't see any damage to the pins. It all looks good. Okay, let me get that plugged in, and let me go grab the key, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. I folded that boot back, and we have a tight connection on our dash cluster. I have no idea the cable routing, so for now it's just temporary. Okay, this is the moment of truth, people. I'm going to connect the battery here right now, and then I'm going to go get the key. We're going to see if we even have any juice. I mean, I don't even know. First step, let's turn it on. Let's see what happens, and then we're going to try to start it up. So there we go, guys. I've tightened my battery terminals. I also have my just a wire for a quick charger here. So We're good to go. Brand new battery. Terminals are in. Now, when I hooked up the wire, I did see a little bit of a, it's like the gauge had come on and kind of turned itself on and done some kind of reset. So I'm going to go get the key and let's see what happens. All right, I have my key, guys. A little nervous here. I'm not going to just try to start it just yet because I don't have the tank ready, but that's very, very close. I just have a new seal to put in the bottom of the tank. An older tank, I'm just going to change the seal and I'm not going to worry about it, right? Okay, so this is the key that I've had manufactured. Oh, wow. Okay, well, okay. We have power. All right, I don't know what gear it's in. Hold on. Like, I have no idea what gear we're in here. My neutral light hasn't come on the dash. Oh, there we go. We're in gear 2. Hold on. Gear 2. Well, we should be in neutral right there, but gear 2. I don't know if we're in first or if we're in neutral. That should be neutral, actually. Okay, well, let's see. Let's just try to start it. Oh, no. It's not letting us start. It could be because, I don't know. Not sure. Okay, anyways, we have juice, guys. We are getting closer. Let me do a little bit of investigating here. It knows something's not connected maybe, or maybe our gear position sensor or the kickstand. Maybe one of these effects is holding the bike off. I mean, we are on. The key is on. And when I flick this, yeah, something here. There's a couple of relays here. I don't know what's what. Okay, let me investigate, guys. Let me see what's going on here. Don't know. I'll be right back. All right, guys. I still have a no start situation. Obviously, I don't have the tank on, but the bike should try. And I did have a gear indicator there for a while, and I saw it go into second gear, but I have not ever yet seen it go into neutral, even though I've tried shifting through the gears a little bit. That could just be a neutral position sensor. It's hard to tell. I've been trying with the kickstand up, kickstand down. Well, it kind of likes having the kickstand up because it just spun my servo motor back here for the exhaust. Okay, let's try again here. I honestly have no idea what. Oh, there we go. So there's 2. Okay, that should be neutral. Technically, the bike should try to start, but she no go, man. Okay, looks like I have a little bit of troubleshooting to do. It's possible that it knows that the tank's not here. Some of these bikes can be pretty smart, some not so smart. But I'm going to go open up the airbox. I haven't checked the airbox yet. I just want to take a quick look in there. If everything's good, I'm going to probably bolt the airbox back down, and I'm going to throw the tank on. I don't know. Let's just see if it makes the bike happy, because there's our fuel pump connector there, right? So maybe it knows. Maybe it's just not happy. So to pull the airbox cover, guys, you're going to take this hose and this clamp. You're just going to release that. And then there's all the screws around the airbox nothing different than any other bike. I've disconnected this sensor. This is probably like probably an O2 sensor, I would suspect. And we have our two little relays here that connect to the top of the airbox. So don't forget that one screw way down inside there also. Some bikes have it, some bikes don't. Okay, let me pull that cover. Let's see how the filter looks. Cover's off. Man, this looks clean, guys. I'm telling you. K&N air filter. So we know the filter is not an issue. Let's pull that out. Come on, baby. All right, so there we go. Airbox is fairly clean. A little bit of cobwebs in there. That's interesting. I don't know what that is. Huh. Not sure why someone would drill a hole in the airbox like that. Yeah, overall it looks pretty clean. It's a little wet in there. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna clean up the area. And that is odd. If you guys know why someone would do this on a 2007 GSX-R 750, let me know. Does it let some more air into the box, or, you know, what's the dealio? Drop a comment in the video. Let me get this cleaned up, and I'll be right back. I've cleaned up the airbox a little bit, just with some cleaners. Yeah, it was a bit wet, but I mean, nothing, there's no rats in there or anything like that, right? And our K&N filter, I mean, yeah, it's, you know, it's not too bad. I'm not too concerned about a little bit of dirt on the filter. Anyways, okay, let's drop the filter back in here. And I'm going to put the airbox cover back on. I don't think it's anything related to that. I think it could actually be related to the tank not being connected. So let me get the cover back on here. So here is the fuel tank for the GSX-R 750. As you can see, I actually have the fuel pump removed. There was a lot of dirty gas in this bike. When I picked up the tank, we dumped it, and it was kind of gross. So my buddy recommended that I go ahead and pull the fuel pump and look at this filter. So this is your, I guess, your straining filter in the bike. I mean, check that out, guys. This thing is dirty. It looks like grandma's old tea bag, you know. So I've gone ahead, I've ordered a new filter, and these are, I got this off Amazon. They're under about 20 bucks. And to order one from Suzuki, they're actually $96. So if you're going to do this, I would recommend just picking these up from Amazon. Yeah, it's not a Suzuki part, but something simple like this, I don't think it's going to make a big difference. You can see they look identical. So yeah, and then I have all the little bits in here, the screws and everything. And yeah, I've got to reassemble this fuel pump here now. So let me see if I can do it on camera. I don't know if I can. It might be a lengthy process to kind of get everything in the proper spots and things. So maybe I'll just kind of snap my fingers. We'll come back and the fuel pump's ready. So stay tuned. So I managed to get the fuel pump here back together. Pretty straightforward. I put the new strainer in the bottom and just pushed everything down. There's a little seal up this side that they tell you to oil up as you slide it together. And yeah, basically everything goes back. You got your negatives here on the side. And the only thing you got to watch for down here, hopefully you can see, the lighting's probably causing an issue. So there's two wires here on this fuel pump. They're both red. Now, the red wire on the left, if you follow it up, it goes to your fuel level sensor. And the wire on the right is actually the wire that goes into your fuel pump connector right here. So very important to get those right. Left is your fuel sensor wire, and the right is your fuel pump wire. They're both positive, I believe. So yeah, I've got that back together. So what we're going to do now, we're going to change out the old gasket on the tank, the fuel gasket. Doesn't necessarily need to be done, guys, but they do recommend in the manual to do it. I have a new gasket here. There's the part number 15201. 35F00. So let me open that up. I might reuse this bag, so I'm just going to open it up gently. So there's our new one. The old one I'm going to throw back in the bag. You never know, might need it. And on this guy, they tell you to grease it up. So I'm going to run some grease around the fuel tank gasket location. I'm trying not to make a mess in here because this isn't my garage. As you can see, I'm inside the house. This is my one of my dining room tables here. Okay, so let's just grease that ring up. I'm trying not to get grease on both hands because then I definitely got to go clean up and stuff. But hey, we'll grease the ring up as it says in the manual. I like to do things by the manual. The last thing I want is to put the tank all back together and then have a fuel leak. Not ideal. Alright, so there we go. Let's drop the gasket in. Alright, gasket's in. Got some nice silicone grease and stuff around it. Okay, I'm going to close that lid up. Alright, so now with the fuel pump all assembled, I've tightened all the connectors. Everything's good, all the wires are good. We are going to send this into the tank. It's a bit tricky. It's a bit of a tight fit, as you could imagine. I usually send in the float, the fuel float first. I believe that's how I did it. Yes, that is how I did it. And this thing kind of only goes in one way. It's a bit tricky. Okay, there we go. I think we're in. And I'm just going to double check, but I believe this fuel line comes off the right hand side of the bike. I'll be right back. So yes, I am correct on this 2007 GSX-R 750. The fuel rail comes from the right hand side of the tank, and being inverted, we're actually on the left. So it is the right side. I'm just going to loosely tighten in some bolts here. And then I'm going to go grab my little T-handle, and then we're going to torque these in because I'm sure that these do have a torque spec. I don't think it was very high because I think I looked at the manual. It might have been like 7 foot-pounds, but let me confirm. Okay. My bolts are snug. Okay, let me go find out the torque spec. I'll be right back. So I have checked the manual. The torque spec on these bolts is only 7 foot-pounds. You need a very, even though this looks like a big torque wrench, it actually goes to 7 foot-pounds. It goes pretty low. And you're going to do a star pattern, guys, on this fuel pump installation here. These bolts are not very tight at all. And one bolt left just up here. Okay, there we go. Everything is torqued in. We'll just double check, but we should be good. It's a little crazy to think that these are only 7 foot-pounds, but that's what they are. Okay. There we go, guys. Refurbished fuel pump installation is installed. If you didn't catch the beginning part, there's the old filter. It's it looks like a coffee or a tea bag. So let me go put this on the bike. We're getting really close to kind of firing this bike up. Stay tuned. So I just double checked the manual again. They do recommend a little bit of blue Loctite on these bolts. And your tightening pattern is as follows. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. And 7 foot-pounds, guys. Okay, let me go drop this on the bike. Airbox cover's back on. Tank is on with the new strainer inside the fuel pump and also a new gasket ring between the fuel pump and the tank. So all that stuff's been done. Final thing I'm going to do to here now, hook up the battery. Do not play with these battery connections and stuff for your tank. If you have your battery connected, you're going to melt the ground wire. I've already almost done it one time. So always make sure when you're playing with some of these connectors, like this guy right here, which is your fuel pump connector, make sure your battery is disconnected. Public safety warning. Okay, let me get these battery terminals terminated back on, and we're going to drop the tank down here. Got a nice little hood prop area here. It actually works pretty good on this bike. There's a nice slot right there in the airbox. A nice flat spot up there to kind of mount it, so it's pretty secure. And I'm going to drop a little bit of fuel in the bike, and we're going to see if it starts. I think I figured out the reason why I couldn't get the ignition button to kick the other day. When I rode my buddy's GSX-R 750 on the track, I noticed you got to pull the clutch in all the way to start this bike, even if it's in neutral, kickstand up, and whatever. So, okay, let me get this done, and I'll be right back. And we are trying to start this bike. Battery is connected. Got my key. Last thing I need to do is just put a little bit of gas in the tank. I do not have a gas cap right now. If someone has a Vortex cap or something like that, a racing cap, let me know. I do have to buy one anyways. I really don't want to pay about $200 here in Canada for a new one. But yeah, if someone has a gas cap I can use on this 2006 GSX-R gas tank, let me know. The bike is a 2007, but the tank is from a 2006. Hence the color mismatch on the fairings and the tank. I just had to grab what I could get, but let me get some fuel in the bike. And let's see. Let's see if it's going to start. I'm confident. Maybe 99%, but let's see. Okay, big moment, everybody. This is the moment we've kind of built up to here. My tank's installed. I have gas in the bike. Coolant, everything. Well, not coolant, but water and stuff in the rad. We have a key. So we turn the bike on. We've got power here. I believe I'm in neutral. Kickstand is up. Let's prime the tank here. Beautiful. Let's try it again. We're going to prime the tank a couple times here just because it has been empty for a while. I don't know how much priming we need to do, maybe 3 or 4. Okay. No idea what gear the bike is in. Headlight high beam is on. Don't need that. Okay, let's see. I have the clutch all the way in. So pull the clutch in on this bike. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's got to start. She's got to start. Just need to get a bit of priming, I think. Oh, real close, real close. Let's keep going. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Awesome! First gear right now. Neutral. Look at that. No hands, guys. No hands. Bike is running. Wow. So A little lumpy sounding, but could just be because the bike hasn't been running for a while. Wow. Well, it runs. I don't know if it drives, but it runs. Awesome, guys. Stay tuned. I'm going to let it run for a little bit. We'll see what happens. So really cool that this bike starts, guys. I'm super happy now. I was about 90 to 95% sure, I think. But now that I know it starts, now I'm going to proceed. I'm going to the track tomorrow. I'm going to take down the tires here, and especially the rear. This rear tire is absolutely shot. Look at this. And it's got a big bald streak right there. So I'm going to pull that rear wheel. I'm going to take down the front tire. I'm going to get a nice set of Dunlop Q5s on it, I believe. This bike is most likely going to be a track bike, and because I'm not quite geared up yet with tire warmers and, you know, pit stands and all that stuff, I'm just going to run a Dunlop Q5 on it, and we're going to go from there. So the next thing I want to do, I might as well install this front fender. On a lot of bikes, you kind of got to put this front fender on first before your wheel. And I've gone ahead and double checked that all my my triple trees and stuff are torqued in. So I'm good to start moving forward now. And now that we know it runs, there's no guessing now. So let's start bolting some more stuff up before the end of this episode. So I found the bolts for the front fender. They were actually still in the forks, which is beautiful. I've already placed the front fender in there. It's a bit tricky because you got to kind of bend it in around your forks a little bit. You want to be careful. You don't want to scratch up your nice forks. So there's 3 sets of bolts. There's a bolt that looks like this. This is the lower front bolt. Then there's a bolt like this. That is multiple pieces. It's like a grommet and a screw and a cushion. That is the top front bolt. And then these are your signal light reflectors, and it goes to the rear of the fender. So let me kind of get this in position. It's going to be hard to get down under here, guys, because I have the my stand is under here. I don't even think I could film this for you, but anyways, you can see I have my fender in place. The bolt holes are kind of there, ready to go. Okay, let me get that bolted right in. So there we go. I just bolted the front fender in off camera. So we got 2 bolts, 2 lower bolts. I didn't even notice this until I got the fender on. I thought the fender was in perfect shape, but nope, it's got a crack there. But anyways, you know what? For a bike that's probably going to get run on the track, I mean, the fender itself is intact. There's no major brakes. And our brake line is clipped on there. And we have the rear bolt, which is your signal light reflector, is also bolted in as well. And the same on the other side. So front fender is on. Let me go see what we're going to put on here next. We have new tires. You check that out. Brand new Dunlop Q5S. Right there. Check that out. Brand new. Sticker still on there. Check it out. So I've got it bolted back in. I've got the caliper and stuff loosely bolted up. Axles loosely tightened in. We need a chain for this side. This is a sprocket from a Gixxer 600. It's a little bit different. It's a couple teeth lower, I think, in the rear, but we're going to try it out. If not, we'll switch that up as well. So yeah, rear tire's on. Just waiting for the front tire to come back from my local Superbike guy who's a Dunlop dealer, so he's mounting the tire up for me right now. And yeah, we're getting closer there, guys, so I'm going to call that an end to the episode because you're kind of caught up to where I am. I just waiting on a couple parts and pieces. I've got a couple little bolts and screws here ordered from Suzuki for this little tank cover piece. Yeah, so we're getting there, and probably in the next video I'm probably going to pull the mirrors off and probably start bolting up some of the fairing pieces, like my air intakes here. I have those pieces so I can start bolting those in. It's super hot here in Ontario. We're almost pushing 40 degrees Celsius now with the humidity, and it's getting pretty sticky outside. So if you're out there riding, guys and girls, ride safe and keep that rubber side down.